it now.
Say it now. Say it now.
Say it now.
Alright, he get it. No! Adrian was laughing. Shut up, Adrian. Say it again.
Say it now.
Say Bob. Hello, this is Cotton Stoops, and today's HTUC video is on Zapoeira, one of the best cleaners in Doodle World, so why not talk about it? From the counters and checks and teammates that you'll need to know for Zapoeira, as well as the roles and the set that you'll need to know for Zapoeira in order to know how to use it, as well as its offensive coverage. Today's video is all about how to use and counter Zapoeira. So the role that Zapoeira plays is an essential question in order to know how to use Zapoeira, and we can answer this with its base stats. Its base stats are pretty simple, with the main bad stuff for its base stats are its defenses of 70 on each defense. So using Zapoeira in terms of switching in is not really that great at all. It does have a decent HP stat of 85 and a good attack and magical attack stats of 95. While you're not really going to be using mixed Zapoeira in this meta, just know that you can probably use this sometime in the future. And of course, the best attribute it has is its speed tier of 110. What's great about the speed tier is that currently this speed tier is pretty high and will allow Zapoeira to be pretty fast while also hitting pretty hard on both of the spectrums. So what role does Zapoeira play? Zapoeira can be a pretty fast and offensive cleaner, and since it is a cleaner, you're going to be needing to double switch this thing or revenge kill this thing to get into the battle, so you can actually use this because of your low defenses. So with that out of the way, let's talk about its offensive typing. Zapoeira's offensive typing is melee and electric, and it can hit 7 types super effectively, those being beast, air, insect, water, metal, crystal, and basic. You also do have to watch out for the 7 resisting types of plant, spark, food, mythic, earth, spirit, and mind. Do know that these types don't resist both of your coverage straight away, and you have other coverage moves that will help you out in specific matchups such as plant types. So with that out of the way, let's talk about Zapoeira's set. So the cleaner set of Zapoeira will be utilizing the ability Capoeira. This will make our multi-hitting moves 125 base power each, which is pretty nice because both of them are stabs. The boosts will be into the attack and speed stats, and not having anything that will decrease our other stats. And the item of choice will be the Riot Shield, so Spiky Thorn users won't be able to take advantage of our Capoeira and wear us down to very low HP. And for the moveset, Lightning Kicks and Helicopter Kicks will work in tandem with Capoeira to hit as hard as possible, and they're both stabs. Dark Slash will be able to hit the spirits that they can switch in on us, and Hit and Run will be able to scout out moves and switches from the opponent. This is also pretty good because Hit and Run cannot be absorbed as of right now except for one thing, and we do pretty well against that one thing as well. And for the equipment, you're going to want to run the Smoldering Hood for your helmet, and you have a choice of the Dusty Bandana and the Pendant for your amulet, but this set will be utilizing the bandana just because it boosts our base stats a little bit more, and the Amber Trap Fly will be able to boost our speed while not sacrificing too much in the attack department. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the counters and checks and teammates of Zapoeira. The offensive counters and checks for Zapoeira will be a bit limited because it can just pivot out of anything that is slower than it. So running things that can be able to outspeed it like Kronos and Hibiscus will be pretty great. You can also run other stuff can outspeed it like Rotira, and potentially outspeed it with stuff that are in the similar speed tiers like Bunswirl. And Monologue also does pretty good against it as well because it is bulky enough and hits hard enough in order to take it out. The same can be said for defensive counters and checks, however they still get pivoted out of, but they are able to take hits from Zapoeira pretty easily. Earth types will be the main story of this game, however you can run fire types like Incinelisk and Gigarlic, and plant types like Girocera in order to take advantage of Zapoeira. Just know that you're going to be hit super effectively if you are a plant type by hit and run. And offensive teammates will mainly be utilizing the stuff that can hit the earth type super effectively, like Springling, Kelpomer, and Abyssint, and stuff that can also hit plant type super effectively, like Mothra. You can also use other stuff like Rotera to hit Incineroar super effectively, as well as Abyssint and Kelpomer, which are pretty nice. Mainly, you'd want to use fast and strong stuff to help break through the walls for Zapoeira, because while as strong as it is, it simply cannot break through walls without setup. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the conclusion and my thoughts on Zapoeira. So Zapoeira is pretty good. The fact that it has hit and run allows it to be pretty good against most of the offensive checks that do underspeed it, which is pretty nice. And hit and run can of course pivot out and make it very easy to use Zapoeira, because even though most of the defensive stuff can wall Zapoeira pretty easily, hit and run will be able to help you scout out the next moves, making Zapoeira pretty beginner friendly. So if you liked the video, then of course like the video if you found this video informational, and subscribe if you want to see more Doodle World HTUCs. And remember that Pandishi is a dumpster fire.